How's it going, everybody? This is Mark with Team Primetime. I've been seeing that Moss has put his face on all his videos, so I'm going to throw my face out there for the world to see. I want to thank everybody for the reception that my Dimir control video got. I felt a lot of love, and I appreciate that. And I'm going to try to put out some more content that's based around Dimir control, and this time I want to do it based on cards that were in March of the Machine that I really wanted to showcase. I just kind of want to run down a few of those cards. I basically started with my stock list from the last video and shaved a couple of things here and there. All my flex counter spells are now changed the equation. I know that this is a card that most people want to see, and we're going to see if it shows up. If I pair against mono green in all 5 rounds, it's probably going to look awesome. If I play against mono white, there's a lot of 2-drops to counter, so maybe it'll still show up and be really good. The card that I wanted to test with, because anyone who knows me knows that Torrential Gearhulk is my favorite Magic card of all time. So I really want to show off the card C Double. It can't be copied, but I get to choose one of 2 modes. Either I can copy a permanent on the battlefield, or I can copy a spell with it at instant speed. And it's going to have some really fun interactions with Torrential Gearhulk. If I copy a Torrential Gearhulk, at the resolution of the spell, I can use Torrential Gearhulk copied again and just maybe end up with 3 Torrential Gearhulks at the end of the turn and then get to cast something else. So I'm really excited to cast that card and to see how it comes out. And because of that, I'm playing 1 more Torrential Gearhulk than I would usually play. I do think Torrential Gearhulk right now is maybe in a bad spot, especially with Rakdos being one of the best decks in the format. Sometimes it's a 6-drop in your hand that doesn't do anything, but if I'm going to show off C Double, I have to play more Torrential Gearhulk, so I did cut 1 Shark Typhoon. But cutting down to 2 Shark Typhoons made me want to showcase another card from March of the Machine that we're going to only see in the sideboard, but it's going to come in for the grindy matchups. So that card's going to be Chrome Host Seed Shark. It's kind of like a Shark Typhoon, but it makes an incubation token that I can then pay 2 mana and turn into an artifact creature. So I'm really interested to see how that's going to play out. It's also just a 2/4 beater that flies, so it can block really well if I have to play it early. And I mean, it blocks flyers, so that feels good. It trades favorably with things like Arclight Phoenix, which could be fine. So I'm just interested to see how it plays. So we'll see how that goes. Then the other sideboard card that we're going to see is Glistening Deluge. It's just another kind of board wipe. It's like a Witch's Vengeance effect, but it's neg1 to everything until end of turn. But if it's a green or white creature, it's an additional -2/-2. So we're gonna see if that plays really well against mono white. Normally, like Witch's Vengeance for the same cost would be a better card, but this would also clean up Redain, which I kind of like. So we're gonna see how that plays out. Besides that, the list is fairly stock from what I played last time, so you guys know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, let me know how you feel about the deck. Reach out to us on social media if you want to see more. If you comment, I'll definitely get back to you, and we're going to play 5 rounds of this on MTGO, so enjoy the ride. Alright everybody, we're here with round 1. See how we're doing here. I won the die roll. That's a good place to start versus Joe Shore. Let's see here. Got some lands, we got some Thoughtseize, I got a Shark Typhoon. I like to keep this. Let's make this a little bigger so everyone can see these cards. Keep. Alright, let's see. Let's just start. There's no reason not to go Swamp. Thoughtseize, see what we got going on. Oh, Voice of Resurgence, Elvish Mystic. I really hate Voice of Resurgence. Alright, this is like the meanest hand I've ever seen, I think. I'm going to get to do a lot of fun things with Meathook Massacre in a couple of turns. I think if I can just get off Kayla's Reconstruction, we will probably be fine. So let's do that. No, actually Voice of Resurgence is going to be the most annoying card, so we'll take care of that one. Okay. Let's see. We're good here. We're going to yield to next end step. Alright, we got some green-white taxes, love that. Alright, Temple Garden and Elf Blade, of course. There's only one of those cards in hand. Alright, and what we're going to do here keeps up. Okay. If there's another green card, they get to do this. So I think we're gonna play the change the equation. So change the equation actually would have been really nice to counter the Voice of Resurgence if I had known it was coming, but that didn't quite happen. So we're gonna get to counter green spells or anything 2 CMC or less. All right, we cannot counter the Archon, so pass there. My non-basic lands are going to enter tapped, which isn't great, and I get 1 spell a turn. Dig through time. All right, let's go ahead and play this tapped land. Let's figure out how far we're going to get here. There could be a second Archon. We have 3 of their cards in hand. Kind of really hoping they play something that we can see change the equation, get cast here. I know I have. There's no cast. I will probably just cycle the Shark Typhoon. Not playing the pathway yet. Lands keep getting drawn. Voice of Resurgence, okay. So this is an opportunity to change the equation on Voice of Resurgence. We could have cast this for either mode. It didn't actually matter. Just kind of nice. Didn't really come up, but that's fine. We're getting another card in the graveyard for dig through time. Kind of hope I draw a non-basic land so that I can just play this swamp on time and everything's okay. Okay, we've got a Drown in the Loch. 2 cards. So we haven't quite gotten where we need to be. So we're going to play the swamp. I think we're going to cycle Shark Typhoon unless we get a profitable counter spell off here. They haven't played the last land they need to Kayla's Reconstruction for, I guess, X equals 2 is, I think, where you want to be for this card. Yeah, you get 2 of them. So, Elite Spellbinder. Don't like this, but there's not a lot I can do about it, and that's really going to tax Meathook Massacre. I'm not going to be able to cycle the Shark Typhoon if I don't do it now, so let's just blue, blue, black, black. Cycle. Done. So, what's cool is I think this is going to be a matchup where we're going to get to see Glistening Deluge be very good. Okay, this could be good because they're going to want to take the Meathook Massacre here, but I can power word kill something on my turn and then Drown in the Loch something. Actually, I really like this a lot. This is a really good spot, I think. Okay, takes the Meathook Massacre. I think that's fair. It's going to be an attack here. I think technically I don't trade here and I take 2. I think that's actually okay. Let's see here. What's the draw step? Negate. Okay, negate for Kayla's Reconstruction seems good. So I think pre-combat, I think I would like to, I think I actually don't do anything here, and I think I can get away with a lot by not doing anything here, so let's just not. We're just going to pass. Kayla's is a sorcery, so getting to negate would be good here. I think what I will have to do, though, is power word kill here, and then get to cast my negate. And we're going to be putting cards in the graveyard for dig through time. Obviously, always good. What does my opponent play around? If anything at all. 1 unknown. Cast the Kayla's. Okay, so this is where we respond with black, black, power word word kill Archon. And then pass back to us. Priority. Come on, give me that priority back. I want to negate this. Here we go. Blue, blue, negate. Okay, still 2 unknowns for my opponent. It's definitely not a good spot for them to be in now. I've put quite a few things in the graveyard, so that drowning the Loch pretty good here. I think this is a fair spot for me to just trade off. Meathook Massacre still costs me 2 more. Field of Ruin. They're definitely playing basics. If I take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I cast Dig for an amount. Gotta use blue, blue, so I actually think I have to blue, blue, and hope I hit blue source. So let's go blue, blue, 1. Cast Dig through time. Actually, we're gonna do this. We're just gonna play the field, and I think, although we can Meathook Massacre for 1, it's not as good as I want it to be. So let's just pass. 2 cards I don't know about. Maybe he goes to cast Archon here. I think off Archon. Undo. This is a fine target to just counter. I think I might Field of Ruin the Temple Garden on the end step. Just to get 1 more card in the graveyard. Paying costs. Luminarch Aspirant, okay. For a +1/+1 counter on itself. Okay. Seems fine. The end step. Blow up Temple Garden. Get Island. We're done here. If I draw land, I'll just Meathook. Fatal Push, not a bad draw here. So I can only Meathook for 1, so let's go ahead and dig. 1, we'll take Negate out. Shark Typhoon, change the equation to Thoughtseize. And do we want Drown or Power Word Kill? Probably exile that. We're going to want our land drop on something powerful here. So I think Shipwreck Marsh, Memory Deluge is probably the right call here. It's actually kind of funny. I don't know their cards, but I think I do want to make my land drop. So yeah, Shipwreck, Memory Deluge. And any order's fine. Play the Memory Deluge. I mean the Shipwreck Marsh, and then we're done. I have 2 cards I don't know about. Took a little more time off my clock than it should have. Whatever they target with the Luminarch Aspirant's probably what I fatal push here. Okay, tap Razor Ridge Thicket. Where's this targeting? Targeting itself. So just blow up the Aspirant. Probably would have targeted the Mystic just to diversify. Okay, I'm gonna take 1. I really do just want to hold this Meathook Massacre to get like really good use out of it. Maybe I'm selfish, but that's also true. I'm probably the greediest control player right now. Fetid Pools. I think we'll play this out and let's hope we cycle into something good. Well, instead of cycling, I'm just going to have more lands to do cool stuff later. I know there's good cards on the bottom. So we're just going to see what we're at here. 2 cards I don't know. 5 Tequillas. We can. Is there a card left in my deck that counters this? No, but I think we should still respond with casting the Memory Deluge. Wow, all lands, not very good. I think we're going to want to shuffle things back to the top, so we take these 2. Okay. Okay, well, I have nothing in hand, so this does not matter. Okay, sure. What do you want? This kind of makes me... Okay, well, now we know everything. It's a good spot to be in. Complete and total knowledge as a control player. Gotta love it. Nothing better. Alright. Get to the end step, and... Gonna cycle this Fetid Pools. And... Maybe hit something good. Gearhulk. Okay, Gearhulk. Dig Through Time is always good. But now if we're in top deck war... so if we Meathook Massacre for 1, 2, I need to get it for at least 2. So 1, 2, 3. That covers the tax, and then 1, 2. Let's do it for 2, and then we get everything. So need 1, 2, 1, 2, and then X is 2. Done. Wipe them up. I'm gonna play this tapped. We'll call it a day. Then hope they draw into nothing, and then we're gonna Gearhulk, Dig Through Time. Come on, draw nothing. Do me a favor. No matter what, if they cast a 3rd Archon, I'm not gonna really like that. Because I only get 1 spell per turn. Collected Company. Okay, sure. 6 cards, your 2 favorite. We've seen 2 Elite Spellbinders. If there's a card at the top deck, Collected Company was definitely the one for them. Whisper Anointed Peacekeeper. Okay, well, that's annoying. I can still cast the Gearhulk though. And they're going to make dudes for spells I cast during their turn, so I'm probably just find a way to deal with that. They get Gearhulk. Okay, that's fine. And they cast the spell on their turn, so we got my turn. Censor, okay. I think, as much as I want to Gearhulk in the Dig Through Time, I think I Gearhulk Fatal Push the Voice. I maybe don't even have to Gearhulk Fatal Push the Voice. I can just, if I Field a Ruin, 1, 2, Field, I have another basic. I can Gearhulk Fatal Push the Peacekeeper. I guess Voice Resurgence continues to be annoying, so let's just do that. Play Field of Ruin. Let's see. I do just kind of want to see if... Well, hold on. Let's undo. Torrential Gearhulk is going to cost me an amount. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana to cast Torrential Gearhulk. So, cast Torrential Gearhulk. Choose Fatal Push. Okay, cast Fatal Push. And we're just going to hit the Voice here. The Voice is going to be a 2/2. And I'm going to gain a life, which I like. And I'm going to hold the Censor, and I will cycle it. It really stinks kind of to fire off my Gearhulk only to get a Fatal Push. But But having a second Gearhulk in the deck, I think makes that less of a problem. Okay. I don't think my opponent's going to attack here. It would seem unlikely. Alright, cycle here. Get a land. Okay. I'm going to get the Memory Deluge next turn. Edict seems good. Play Shipwreck Marsh. Just kind of want to fire this off here. Let's probably hit the Razor Ridge Thicket. The island. Okay, so that was a Stone Rain, so that's good. Yeah, let's get in there. We need to end the game at some point. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can Deluge hit a Fatal Push. Yeah, I mean, let's go ahead and try, I guess. 1, 2. Flashback Memory Deluge. We don't have everything I want. I like Shadow's Verdict though, and Dig Through Time. So I think I just take both of these. I'm just gonna clean up. Okay, can't do anything. Just a land? Okay. Well, this is good then. This is probably where the end of the game happens. Okay. Go to combat. Got a couple of turn clock here. If we consider into C double, then it's pretty good. Blue, cast Consider, put in my graveyard. Haven't found the C double yet. Blue, gonna cast Dig. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Use the blues. C double. Sinister Sabotage. Yeah, this game is over. Finally over. And we haven't even like had to show him the C double. Play that. I give it to him for trying. Elite Spellbinder. We just counter that. And they don't have a blocker, they should just concede. Just float all their mana. And scoop, okay. Again, sideboarding. Okay, so we're against a green-white deck. So this is the deck that we want Glistening Deluge. So these are here. Let's see. Glistening Deluge. I for sure want. Ray of Enfeeblement's going to be great. Cards that are less good. They're going to have like probably easy ways to get Search for Azcanta off the board, so I like taking that out. Extinction Event, they have a good spread of odds and evens, so I think we'll take that out. Shadow's Verdict is good. They're all 3 drops or less. So if there's anything else I want to play here, they're a collected company, Kayla's Restoration deck, so I like Disdainful Stroke. But they probably cut some of those effects against controls, so maybe I don't even bring those in on the play. On the draw. I do like the Thoughtseize though. This I do think ends up being very good. Good cuts, good cuts. Shark Typhoon I think is fine. I think we cut one of the sea doubles. And Negate is going to have some number of targets. Like, change the equation still fine, because we're going to be able to hit Voice of Resurgence. And I bet there's other green things that are good here. I always like keeping the one Censor, so we'll do that. If I cut a card, what would I cut? I think if they go wide, Edict is less good. So let's take that out, especially since I'm bringing in more board wipes. So we'll bring these in. Sort by mana value. I think my curve looks pretty good. Turn 1. That's an elf. We draw here. Anything good? Change the equation. Seems good. Let's go ahead and shock the Watery Grave. I just like going to 16. Going to 16 sounds fun. Let's hope the rest of the hand is... Wow, this is the grossest hand I've ever seen. Exceptionally gross. I think we're going to have to take Redain, and then... Actually, I don't know if Redain's even the worst card in this hand for us. It's probably... If they have to deploy like one creature at a time, like these are good stacks effects. If Glistening Deluge is what I use to clean up, then Redain's not even great. Let's just take the Collected Company and see if they're going to try to cut me off of other things. Yeah, let's do that. That's just going to have to be the plan, I think. I know they have... Okay, that's the land they drew. They're going to play one of the stacks creatures. Probably start on one of the ones that tells them my hand, is what I would guess. Okay. Gonna take a peek, see here. I don't know what they're gonna choose. Gonna want to draw one of my board wipes in the next few turns, though, that's for sure. Kill. Okay. My opponent has named a card that is a one of in my deck, which is one of the things I love about the spread of cards I play. So we're going to play the Castle Vantress here and possibly cycle the Fetid Pools. I know exactly the card I'm looking for. I just got to find it. What stinks is that I know the Meathook Massacre is, I think because once I cast it for X above a certain cost, it's still going to be caught by Redain. Okay. Another Peacekeeper. Okay. What's the choice here? Ripping going, turn 1 Elf and then Peacekeeper is pretty good for my opponent. Definitely. Come on. First one's Power Word Kill. What's the second one? Go for the Throat. A card they didn't even see. There's no way the card is Glistening Deluge. And now I wish I had kept Extinction. Okay, the name is Extinction Event. A card that is also not in my deck right now. Okay, so blue, cycle. Okay. Still haven't drawn the Glistening Deluge. Another Fetid Pool, so I think play the Swamp here and get ready to take one on the chin. No hand is Redain, Spellbinder, something else. I'm just so antsy. I want to cast this card so bad. So if I don't draw exactly what I need here, I scoop. And that is not exactly what I needed here. So I think we're going to concede this game. Save some time. And let's sideboard. Now that we know what we're looking at, I think I might want to believe that I might think Chrome hosts Seed Shark better than Shark Typhoon, actually. So let's cut the Shark Typhoons. Let's put these in. I think we can cut. Does Redain say? I think Redain is all spells. I have to look up Redain. Redain says. Pretty sure I spelled Redain right. I did not. R-E-I-D. It's like read. Huh. Non-creature spells cost 4. So Gearhulk's still fine. My opponent's gonna think that I have Extinction Event. Maybe I think Edict has to come in. Edict comes in for sure. I think I want to cut the Cling to Dust to play the Edict. And what do I got? 1, 2, 3, 4 board wipes. Maybe I just play the 5th one. I'll just go all out here. This is probably a matchup where C double isn't where I want to be. So we could do something cool with it, but we're maybe never going to get it to go off. So let's just submit this. So we're going to play. I have land, Fatal Push. This hand has a few things going for it, so we'll keep it. They're going to go land, I don't know, probably to my dismay, they're going to play Shaper's Sanctuary, and I'm just going to be real sad. Okay, it's an elf. Okay, and we get to do this cool thing where we push elf. Okay, so they're not going to curve right into a 3-drop, but, you know, we're going to have to draw well. Okay, okay, we're going to play Island, and we're going to be able to just change the equation here, which feels good. It's a good spot to be in. It's like the perfect draw step. Luminarch Aspirant. I think we blue, change the equation. The aspirant's equation was incorrect. Come on, show me interactive spell. If they go 3-drop, drawing the Loch doesn't quite get me there. Field of the Ruin would allow me to, okay. This is actually perfect. Could not have asked for better, actually, because now that turns on Drowning the Loch. And I think I'm not worried about restoration for a long time. So we're going to take Spellbinder. Spellbinder. Okay, and I'm going to shock here. So that I can have the ability to cast Drowning the Loch. Archon might have been the correct choice. Saw the brush land. Now we can counter here. We have one card we don't know about. Draw a good card. Shipwreck Marsh. I think Shipwreck Marsh is a fine play here, so we'll do that. One land away from Gearhulk into something, so seems okay. Okay, there's the Temple Garden. We get a Collected Company draw here. I think we have to bluff Counterspell until maybe the end of time. So we're going to play Hive here. See if my opponent, counterspell checks me. Okay. Sure. Yep. They have a collected company. A collected company can whiff. I've cast a 4-mana Scry 6 several times in my life. Voice and Peacekeeper. Okay. That's not good. And Peacekeeper probably just gets the name Torrential Gearhulk. My opponent could land. Oh, there's still a Kayla's in hand. Alright, name is Torrential Gearhulk. Blocking with Hive is a reasonable thing, I think. So let's see if my opponent goes land Kayla's. I'm really going to want to draw one of my board wipes here. Okay, getting in for 5. It's a meaningful 11 here. It has a 4-turn clock currently. I have a possibility of maybe never casting this Gearhulk. Maybe Gearhulk should have been a cut for something more interactive. And my opponent knows everything in my hand, so. One, two, land. No, I'm still 1 land away from using Field of Ruin and Hive. Man. Come on now. Come on. Good cards one time. So my opponent may be trying to decide if they want to. Okay, nope. They're about to see Kayla's for 2. Alright. We want to see the board wipe. We want to see the board wipe. If they don't hit retain, Shadows is good. Any one of glistening deluges will be good here. Okay, I need exactly glistening deluge. Look at it. 3, 6. They have a 8. No. 10. Okay. That stinks. I think the way this is currently playing out, so I would have to. I'm looking at activate Hive, trade for the Torrential Gearhulk, take 3, 6, 5, take 7, and then Gearhulk, drown, redain, take 5. And this is just all assuming my opponent swamp. Okay, let's play the Field of Ruin that they know about. And to go. I don't think I'm in a good position to. Okay, yeah. Well, if I trade the Hive, then I can't. Oh, yes, I can because of what I drew. Okay. Because I'm going to hit the one that says Torrential Gearhulk. Yeah. Activate. I have a 3/3. Now I want to go to blocks. My opponent has to say yes, I can go to blocks. Okay, that stinks. Okay, well. Anything good? Anything good? Watery Grave, that lets me Gearhulk, block. Cast a spell during your. I can block this, take. No, I am very dead. Alright, team, after that heartbreaking round 1, we have ourselves here for round 2, and we're on the draw. We have a Thoughtseize to change the equation, some land drops. I think we can keep this against a Yorion. Definitely interested to see what that's going. That's probably like the Omnath pile, which I think that means change the equation is going to be pretty good here. So let's shock. And maybe hope that the hand is a little clunky here for my opponent. Tulsamir, Path to the World Tree. Okay, well, we know my opponent would want to go Path to the World Tree next turn. What does this card even do? Search for a basic land card, reveal it. They can... this is the one that's like a mini Cruel Ultimatum. I don't really like that. But I think that's going to be fine in context of everything else. Fires of Invention is probably the most annoying card, so let's... Moonblessed Cleric... Oh, this is Enigmatic Incarnation, so they're going to want to get the other half. So let's take the Cleric. Yeah, definitely take the Cleric here. This is not a deck I play against a whole lot, so I think these Field of Ruins are going to be good, though. I can't imagine they play that many basics. And we've seen one of them. They're going to Path to the World Tree, get another basic land. So this is like a Leyline Binding. We're going to see them do a few things here. We know my opponent has an island. They've played the Path to the World Tree and a forest. Right, sure. Let's try to pick up some speed here. We have Watery Grave. We're going to want to counter change the equation. They have no way to... I don't think they have anything good they can cast next turn, but I definitely get punished if I don't. Like, hold up, change the equations? I think we have to. Okay, second basic. Okay. And, okay. Let's... I want to cling my own Thoughtseize and draw another card. Okay, we've got Darkslick Shores. That's a really good draw, I think. So Darkslick Shores and pass. I know my opponent has Rootbound Crag, which they can use to cast Fires of Invention, but we can get around that with... okay, Omen of the Sea. I'm okay with that, I think. Doesn't do anything that's really that spectacular. I think this is where they're going to go for the fires. And this is where I change the equation. This definitely seems like a good change the equation match, I would think. Meathook Massacre is probably not very good here. Let's play the Field of Ruin and get the Memory Deluge this turn if nothing impactful happens. 4 card, well, 5 cards. I know one is Tulsamir. Yorion hasn't been put into hand yet. Okay, well there's the fires. They're going to get to go Fires Tulsamir, which is kind of gross. Tulsamir is a 3/3, so if I Meathook Massacre for 3, seems pretty good. So yeah, I'm gonna get to get some use out of Meathook Massacre, which I'm about, so that's cool. Fire off 1 Field of Ruin. Seems like yep. Blue. Memory Deluge. Okay, I have Gearhulk, and so I like C double. So we're gonna take C double, and I have 2 of my lands already. So let's just take the drown. Let's see if that works out in our favor. There's 2 cards in hand that I don't really know about, so I'm gonna play the island here, and I think, yeah, I think it makes sense to just Meathook Massacre. Well, there's 3 cards. I don't know what any of them are. I can really just hope that my opponent doesn't really have anything. And the deck's kind of all gas. Okay, Path of Rotary gets a basic. What are all the colors they need to do this? A lot of them. Okay. I think I'm going to be in a spot where, okay, Bitter Reunion. Okay, that's both spells. There's no more spells this turn. Tap land. Oh, okay, put Urian in the hand. That makes sense. Alright. Here we if we play Island, Otawara the Fires, and then counter it, could get a lot out of that, I think. So maybe I do that in their upkeep. So I'm gonna sort of stop in their upkeep and Otawara and then drown. I think they drown to play the Fires again. So let's do that. Main. Yep. Channel, target the Fires. So another hand is Mountain, Fires of Invention. Well, no, they discard that to the Bitter Reunion. Cassiorian, there's only 4 cards, so sure. Can get to blank some stuff. In combat, doesn't do anything. Okay, stuff comes back. It's an Omen and a Fires of Invention. And a Bitter Reunion? Okay. Ooh, okay, so opponent is going to discard a card here. And that lets me hit the Yorion with the Drown. So I think we go ahead and drown Yorion. Gain a life. Now we get to do the thing. I can Torrential Gearhulk and have an opportunity to do a lot of cool stuff, I think. Darkslick Shores, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can go ahead and fire off a Field of Ruin here. If I go 1, 2, use a field, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. No, never mind, that doesn't quite give it to me. So let's just say okay. Maybe I just see double something. Let me get rid of this upkeep stop. My opponent doing. Okay, I think I have to blue this. Doot. That's 3. 6 mana Gearhulk. Down a stack. I'm going to choose Drown the Loch. Is it okay? Counter the Fires of Invention. Opponent plays a land. Shocks because their life total is irrelevant. Probably cast another Fires of Invention. And Incarnation. They could get 3s if they choose. What do they get? What's a 3-drop that they want? It's going to be interesting to see if they sacks Omen, gets Night of Autumn, blows up Meathook Massacre. Okay, sure. Oh, blows up Torrential Gearhulk. I'm like half a meatball, I swear. Definitely forget that. Gearhulk gets got by artifact removal, that's for sure. I'm definitely not playing out the Shark Typhoon because of things like Besage. I think I'm gonna just go ahead and fire off like short target non-basic land. Let's go ahead and hit. What are the colors they have to? Okay, well, the covers are pretty well covered, but you want to hit the land types for sure. Get island, space land type, undo. We'll play Darkslick Shores, and if I went 1, 2, I only have 3 mana, so pass on that one. Night of Autumn, interesting. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I could use both modes on C double, which is kind of cool. So I'm going to take the 2 here. See if my opponent does anything. Paying costs. I can copy 2 things here. Cast Charming Prince. I don't think that's really what I'm looking for. So yeah, that was all sure. What modes? So another target creature. Okay, that seems fine. I wonder if so we're not at their end step yet. I could blow up the Enigmatic Incarnation by copying the Night of Autumn. Okay. Well, I guess I had to stop before the end step to really interact with that. So let's resolve that. I don't know what they get. They're sacking 2s to get 3s. Skyclave, target that, which I think is okay. And then let's just let me just add in here. Cycle. Just make it as big a shark as I can. Three, draw Shipwreck Marsh, okay. I think Night of Autumn's gonna want to turn into a big here. Yep. Night of Autumn gets huge. Still the end step, we draw Swamp, which really stinks, so that's my last basic land. So I don't think we're firing off this Field of Ruin quite yet. I can stick the time. We'll take those two. And oh, come on, give me priority back. Let me kill this thing so I can kill that thing. Black, power word kill, target Skyclave. Get my thing. Trade here. Oh, I have to pass the blocks. Trade here. Okay. I'm going to take 4, which is acceptable. Okay. Sacrifices. Maybe a 1 to get a 2. Okay. Probably a Wind of the Sea. Oh, another Charming Prince. Got it. To scry. Okay. Opponent's looking for things. Like my opponent's looking for things. It means they don't have what they're trying to do yet. I really just kind of want to know if they're wanting to put tracks into play. It's bothering me to not know that. I think here I just play Swamp and pass. Me probably remove that stop. I don't know why I have my own stop. But okay, combat, sure. This is probably a good spot to cast my own dig through time. So let me just sort of have 1, 2, 3. I don't have talking to me yet. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll do this. I'll cast dig for 4, and then delve 4. 1, 2, 3. Probably don't want to change the equation taken out. So, yep, let's do that. I want to be able to see double and something else. All Storm Giants, Sinister Sabotage, Fatal Push. Let's take Sinister Sabotage, Fatal Push. And any order I think is fine. And okay, I'm gonna set a stop here again. I would like to cast that way here, hit black mana, do that. This match is definitely grindy, that's for sure. I think I just let it keep going. Keep sacking things. I think it's fine. Sack Bitter Reunion. Get I don't think Nimble Larcenist is a main deck card. Hanged Executioner, and then can pay to exile a creature. Okay, yeah, I think that's fine. Yep, I can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Draw me something good. Have the Eye Tyrant. I think it's a fine play, so do that. And yep, 7. I think I might have to. So going to combat. I think I can make a copy of Night Blow Up Incarnation. It's not really what I want to do, but I think it's what I gotta do. See double, copy that one. I would like to destroy an artifact or enchantment. Spoke Enigmatic Incarnation. I think they're going to try to get the Path of the World Tree win here. Blow that up. clear attackers. Block here. Take 2. Plume Shrieker is going to try to get back. I think I just let them return. It's a target, so I say okay. Let them target. Animatic Incarnation, so I respond by doing that, paying black, blue, exile 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and okay, maybe, okay, so I got there. That card is Menace, which is gross. I have a blocker with Hive. Okay, Shadow's Verdict seems decent here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cast Shadow's Verdict. Play tap Darkslick Shore and pass it back. I might turn the game around, which sucks because I'm definitely behind here. I'm gonna remove this. Hold on. What am I doing? Turn off all yields. There we go. Hold on. What? All right. Cool. Well, that sucks. I'm just gonna concede here. Yep. I must have screwed up and auto yielded. Dang, that sucks. Okay, but now I have a better choice in cards here. Mystical Dispute's fine. Don't think I want Narset's Reversal. I do want Aether Gust. Thoughtseize good. Notion Thief might be okay, but not necessarily good. Fatal Push is terrible in this matchup. So probably cut all the pushes. Maybe keep 1. There's always like that edge case where 1 is good, so I think that's okay. Chromo Seed Shark, oddly better than a lot of things here, so I think I'm okay with the Seed Sharks in. Thoughtseize to stay, consider stay. Change the equations, I think are good here. Search for Azcanta, like Skyclave, Beseiju. I have to believe there's Leyline binding too, so let's take out Search. Drown is fine. The Edicts, they're going to have mostly 1 creature at a time, so I think that's fine. Keep the 1 Narset. Extinction Event, usually better than Shadow's Verdict. Meathook Massacre shouldn't be the correct card here. Let's cut 1 C double and cut 1 Gearhulk. And yeah, I think if this is the package, we're probably okay. 8 in, 8 out, sort, mana value. Yep, this seems fine. Let's see if we can try to win faster. I'm going to die roll, so let's see if at least the board plan was good in this matchup. This hand sucks, no lands. This hand, 1 land, I have consider. I'm inclined to maybe keep this, but this is actually bad. No, this Gearhulk dig through time. This is bad. We mulligan this one. We have a couple of lands. We don't have the black source for Thoughtseize, but I think we have to keep here. I think we put back Gearhulk and we put back Sheoldred's Edict. Let's see. Done. I think we have to lead Hall, unfortunately. So. Man, that 6 would have been good if I had 1 more land in it. That's for sure. All right. If they go 2-drop, we're going to be able to counter 2-drop, which is good. That's a black source, which is good. So if they don't do anything, we can hold to change the equation. Man, 5 minutes behind. Ugh, this is just not really where I want to be here. Bitter Union, I think it's fine here to fire off, change the equation. Maybe the rest of their hand is bad. And this also sets up like some of the dumb things they can do. So, okay. I would have considered Field of Ruin into Thoughtseize, but now that I can Thoughtseize plus Mystical Dispute, I'd rather do that. I'm going to see Nimble Larcenist, which they are. Yeah, they don't have all three colors here. Fable the Mirror Breaker is actually the most annoying thing I think they can play here. So we're going to take the Fable, since Mystical Dispute answers everything else. And we're going to pass turn. I assume, I'll assume my opponent goes land, probably, okay, just tap land, that's good. Okay. I'd like to go field. If I take their blue source, this actually I think gets pretty fun. So let's go. It actually forces them to omen here. I actually think I can get away with countering that. Take Swamp. Because now, so they have to draw into Black Source. Untapped Black Source at that. Which I highly doubt there's that many in their deck to be able to Nimble Larcenist. Okay. Shocking is a Drew. Okay, the Beater. The Skyclave Beats. Okay, well, I can lose to 2/2 beats. It happens. Shark Typhoon. Okay. Got pass here. Okay, there's the land, which makes me want to cycle, make a 2/2 and block. Tradesies? Maybe? Okay, we get a Fatal Push. No, does my opponent have like a... Okay, cast Omen. Okay. Looking for something. I've already played a land. I guess they'd need exactly Leyline Binding. They did one top, one bottom, so I don't know what the plan is here. Okay. Okay. Well, now I have a Fatal Push and a Shieldred's Edict, so opponent scries 2. And my opponent's hand is Nimble Larcenist. My opponent has not put Yorion into hand. I do not believe. Okay, play Castle Vantress and pass. My opponent did put 2 to the bottom. I'm not in the neighborhood of taking 2 right now. Cast Omen, sure. Huh. Alright, bottom both and draw. Cast Fable. This is where I Edict. I will wait a turn to see if I find something better to do here. Gearhulk is not technically what I would call better here. There's a solid chance that I could do something good here. So you know what? I'm gonna draw it because the next card's a land. I feel pretty good about it. I just think before combat, I have to edict this. Discards 2 cards. Discarded cards are discard the Nimble Larcenist. Has a Titan of Industry. Beginning of combat. Let's say each opponent sacrifices a creature token. Unless my opponent has a way to make a creature token on the fly. Okay. Shock the Sacred Foundry. My opponent can buy Yorion. Okay. If I draw a land, okay. I'm gonna shock here because I can flashback, do some stuff. So I know my opponent has Yorion and 2 cards in hand. Cycles, okay, sounds good. Gonna be able to, if my opponent goes Yorion, I try to Gearhulk Mystical Dispute. Pacify Triome. Okay, my opponent doesn't have like counterspell mana here, so this is a good spot to cast Torrential Gearhulk. Trigger on stack, we're gonna cast Mystical Dispute. Okay, I want to dispute target Yorion. Okay. Opponent no longer has these cards. I think I'm just taking natural draw steps here. Okay, Decklist time's pretty gas. I think I just go to combat, start swinging, and you end the game. Maybe when my opponent is tapped out of. Okay, never mind. I didn't. I guess I'm supposed to have a stop here. Begin combat. If my opponent just powers through everything, yeah, I'll take 2. Sure. Taking 2 is not the worst thing that has ever happened to me. Tap Sacred Foundry. Goes to end step. Let's go blue. I want to dig for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me undo. I think I keep the Sheoldred's Edict over the change the equation here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And bloop. Maybe I hit Memory Deluge here. Maybe my opponent has. Okay, my opponent does not have counterspell. My opponent has 2 cards in hand. Chrome Host Seed Shark plus Thoughtseize could be the right set of cards. So let's do that. My opponent gives me a little salt. I like that. And draw Cling to Dust. Let's start that and undo. Let's go blue. Cast Chromo Seed Shark. My opponent is doing some stuff. Cycles his Ados Triumph, okay. Paying costs, maybe cycling. Cast a Leyline Binding, okay. Maybe I should have attacked first, but that's on me. Still have an Otawara, which actually doesn't do anything. Let's fire off Thoughtseize here. See if there's anything in this hand I like. Another Leyline Binding. Sure, I think in response here, I'm going to want to cast another Cling to Dust, and we will target Fable the Mirror Breaker. I don't think it actually matters what I target, but yeah, we'll just do that. I do want to draw a card though. Gonna have 2 incubation tokens. Wow. If I would have claimed in response to the first one, I would have negated. That's oh, that would have been so much better. Big punished. I feel massively punished. Now I'm just gonna take 2 for nothing. Done. And I say okay. And I just hope my opponent draws nothing. Just yield to 1 step. I don't have the 2 mana to do that yet. So no, and then just go. Just have to hope this negates any good. We start sacking. I'm top and bottom, so I'm not gonna sack the other one. Yeah. Probably gonna have something I can negate here, I would think. Nimble Larcenist. Sure, okay. That's fine. Gonna exile my Negate. It's not the card I wanted them to draw for sure. Nimble Larcenist is very good. Like a 2/1 beater. It's very good. They're gonna just play defense. Okay, well, I'm gonna. Yeah, let's just activate these. Just make some 1/1s. Let's go. Shipwreck Marsh. You know, I'm pretty keen to just try to end the game. So let's. I mean, I've lost this one anyway. I'm gonna go down swinging. Yeah, let's get in there. Boom, boom, boom. At most, they can't deal 10 to me here, so I'm pretty sure. Or if they can, good for them. So they make copy. That's 4. Yeah, if they make another, that's 6. I'll take 6 at most. Okay. They're making copy to trade. Man. Okay, take 2. Yield until the next end step, because I can do. My opponent has 2 cards in hand. Really just playing to see if I could have won this game. I mean, I'm going to lose the match. So, yep. Got no blocks. I thought that my yield would have gotten me all the way through, but I guess they still stop you in combat regardless. Mystical Dispute, sure. Unless they just keep chumping, so I'm just going to concede here. Alright, we're here for round 3 versus Lagerbond. I won the die roll. Let's see if we can play quicker than we did last round. I have a Sabotage, I have a Cling to Dust, I have a Field of Ruin. This isn't a really early interactive hand, but I think it's a fine hand. I can go turn 1 Watery Grave, turn 2 Castle Vantress, which I do like. I would have liked an interactive spell on 1 or 2. I could draw into it. I think I have no idea what my opponent's on, so we could realistically, I mean, Cling to Dust could be the interactive spell that we need, and we just don't know it yet. I like this land sequencing for sure. My opponent is still resolving mulligans. Hope y'all can hear my son playing. He's having a good time. I'm 0-2 right now, so I'm not having a good time. But, you know, we're playing some cool cards. We haven't really gotten to see any of the new cards shine yet, but I think we've been in some niche cases where they're good. Alright, we're going to play this, say no, and get the instep. We're just going to yield the next instep here. My opponent starts on a plains into Alseed of Life's Bounty. Is this Boggles? I am boggled. Change the equation. This is the draw step we needed, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. I have not seen a land that we can field to ruin yet. Okay, that is a land that we can field to ruin. Sure, yeah. Love it. Hit me. Yeesh. 1 more life I have to... So that's a 3-turn clock for a Shark Typhoon. Does my opponent play anything? In which case, maybe Authority of the Consuls. Okay, so this is a life gain deck, and I don't like it when my opponents gain life, so let's say no to that. I assume they're going to try to follow up with a... Okay, so there's not a second 1-drop here. Let's just go ahead and play the Field of Ruin. And if there's something I can Sinister Sabotage that makes sense, I can do that. If not, I'll field the Castle and then Cling the Authority or something. Okay, yep, hit me. Love it. Hit. Make it hurt. Okay, what we got here? We got Daxos. Devotion's 3, so it's a body. Yeah, but it's just more Soul Sister effects, so yeah, let's counter that and see if whatever's on top isn't good. That's a swamp, which I don't necessarily want to draw, but yeah, I don't think I don't want to draw this at all. So we're gonna put that in the graveyard and maybe start fueling up multiple Cling to Dust. A Censor ain't bad. I think we play Takenuma here and Seiko. I think if we see my opponent go for 3-drop, or maybe even 4-drop, we can possibly get him with the Censor. Okay, just go straight to end step. So I think what we're going to do here is fire off the Field of Ruin, blow up Castle. Think we're going to get Island. Yeah, I think Island's fine. Let's get Island. Let's cycle. And let's Cling Castle Vale. We have a power word kill in hand, which I like. This gives target creature protection from a color, which I don't like. you know, my opponent doesn't need protection from colors, you know. I think we can play the Field of Ruin here, and maybe we just activate Castle Vantress. Otawara notably is colorless, so maybe that's fine. The Wandering Emperor. Okay, what's the choices here? I think I might just Power Word kill the Alseed. Target creature or enchantment. Let's... This is actually an interesting spot. Let's just do that. Because I don't want them giving protection to something. Okay, Nykthos, interesting. That's a good Field of Ruin target. That gets spin 3, make, I think. Okay, sure. That doesn't, like, add devotion. So I'm going to combat. Swing. Just fire off the field on the Nykthos. And let's get a swamp. Yeah, we're going to take 2. Okay, so it's mono white devotion. Definitely was not on my bingo card for today. And another Alseed. Gross. Sheoldred's Edict hits the Planeswalker, which I like. Let's shock here and go. So I have 1 card in hand, and maybe it's good, maybe it's not. So let's do this. Each opponent sacks a Planeswalker, and just hope the last card in hand isn't the Wandering Emperor. But I think the plan is going to be to Otawara one of these tokens. Or we're going to cling to Dust Summon and draw a card. I don't know. It's to be determined at this point. I actually do think I like Otawara, one of the tokens. Channel on the token. Opponent has 2 cards in hand. See if my okay, no. Alright, so I'm gonna take 3 down to 10. Instead, we draw a Fatal Push. Okay. I like doing nothing and seeing what my opponent does here. This could be 2 cards, mono white devotion. Little, I mean, I guess in mono white, your good like devotion payoffs are all life gain. So like Heliod, Daxos, and the Wandering Emperor gains you life. But I'm definitely interested to see what my opponent is doing here. Cast the Wandering Emperor. I actually think here I can do well by Gearhulk counter the Wandering Emperor. So let's go blue, 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 black, black, Torrential Gearhulk, and we will ETB target Sinister Sabotage. Okay, and we will Sinister Sabotage the Wandering Emperor. Narset on top seems good, so we're going to keep this on top. So my opponent's got to have 1 more good card. So we'll see what it is. So 2. These have to be non-lands. I just have to assume. Archon. Okay. So I'm going to get to cast exactly 1 spell a turn. Don't love that. So I have Narset. I think we cast the Narset. not gonna get to cast the spell, but I get to take something here, which I think the correct. Ooh, C. Okay, so C double not good with the Archon on board. So I think I have to take Shark Typhoon. I can actually set up Shark Typhoon Fatal Push here, which I like a lot. So let's go. Okay. I don't think I definitely just don't attack here. I'm gonna probably have to force them to use the Alseid. Alseid. I'm not actually sure how you pronounce that, but I think I like cycle and try to revolt the Archon. Because that will get the. I just want to cycle. I just want X is 0. I just want to make a 0/0 that dies. This is targeting me. Okay, I'm going to draw. And then I will make black, cast a Fatal Push here. Okay, no, it's targeting Narset. Got it, got it. So is this where we sacrifice the Alseid? Okay. Pro black until end of turn. Okay, Narset's going to go to 1. That stinks. I would have liked to have used Narset again. 4. Phyrexian Vindicator. Okay. If damage is dealt to it, gets to redirect. Shipwreck Marsh. Damage would be prevent that damage. When damage is prevented this way, it deals that much damage to any other target. I think I will just play Shipwreck Marsh. Tapped. Love that. And I would like to. I think I want to escape my Cling to Dust on my turn. So we're going to Cling. I want to target the Wandering Emperor. Let's take out Fatal Push, Shark Typhoon, Otawara, Field of Ruin, and Censor. Done. And I get to consider. Okay. Not going to declare any attackers. Castle Ardenvale. Okay. So if I want to find me my other Field of Ruin, please. Okay, they're gonna. Okay, killing Narset actually does a lot for me here because I get to Fatal Push. Okay, damage for end step, black, Fatal Push, Vindicator. Now Archon, I'm not that worried about. I can actually just escape. Okay, well, I have. Okay. Archon stinks because I can't like Gearhulk profitably here. I think what I do here is just consider, and I will put that in my graveyard and draw. I would change the equation. Okay, I think my only activity now is going to be escaping, making a 1/1. Think escape. Sure, can't cast more than one spell. Field of Ruin, okay. Attacks for a few here. Okay, let's declare blocks. Definitely want the 1/1 gone. 2. I can either castle or I can. I think I have to castle to try to find a board wipe actually. So, let's scry 2. So I'm at 2 here. Fire off Field of Ruin, maybe? Okay. Okay, so this will resolve. Get an island. It's my last basic. And we're going to scry. Okay, this one will go on the bottom. This one will go on top. And now we're good. Now we're out here living the good life. I would like to go to combat. Makes no blockers. Now we're gonna do this. Cast Meathook Massacre X equals 4. We're gonna just in case they maybe draw a 2-drop, maybe I don't. If their last card is the Wandering Emperor, I could get blown out here, but no, we're just gonna do 3. We're just gonna do 3. I don't think I want to play around the Wandering Emperor. I think they're just trying to hold up Castle Ardenvale. Hold. Hold. Okay. And I got to do that without shrinking my Gearhulk before combat, so that feels good. Okay, I'm at 4. This is a good spot to be in, since I also now just have a Gearhulk. Alright, you have a 1-1. Do you have a way to make that into a 4-4? Field of Ruin, okay. Well, that's a Stone Rain, so that stinks. Okay. I earned that. And just don't play an Archon. Okay, sweet. Alright, I have a Darkslick Shores, so we play the land. Attacking doesn't actually do anything for me, so I think we pass here. I have to kind of wait until my attack is lethal, I think. Okay, get a 1-1, that's fine. I wish I had a good draw spell, but I don't in here yet. I need to find. Okay, well, I didn't do anything, so I just get to Cling to Dust here. Seems pretty good. I haven't seen a way to exile. Okay, well, I think we counter Alcide. Even if that was just bait, that gets stuff through that I can't allow. Okay, go to end step. I will cast Cling to Dust. Target the Wandering Emperor. So I need to draw cards more than I need to. 5 cards. Vantress, Shipwreck Marsh. I could. Nope. I already used Takenuma. Field of Ruin, Swamp. See if I can draw anything good. Draw me some action. Okay, drew a Darkslick Shores. Not exactly what we're looking for. Drew a Negate. I think I play the Darkslick Shores here. And pass. I think unfortunately my next Cling to Dust has to be for life. Actually, I really just kind of want to fire off these Field of Ruins so I can have more stuff to cling. Okay. My opponents. I've presented a head scratcher, I think. Looking for. What's my opponent? How many game actions that they've been trying to do? Nope, nothing. Okay, now if my opponent does nothing here, let's Cling to Dust. Undo the last one. Cling, target, Nykthos. Let's get Consider, Fatal Push, change the equation, Sheoldred's Edict. +5, draw Fetid Pools, cycle. Shark Typhoon is a good magic card. Okay. This is something they have to Field of Ruin, so I'm just going to play it out. And I'm just going to cycle Big Friggin' Shark, I think. Even though my opponent probably holds the Field of Ruin for when I actually fire up the hole, but either way, this is definitely interesting. This game is definitely far from over. I think I just always have to hold Negate, assuming I can negate a Wandering Emperor. I think that's really the only thing I'm worried about at this point. I just need to put a big flyer into play. Come on, opponent. Come on. I have to edit this part out. There's a lot of like big lulls in this game I have to edit out. Part makes human, sounds good. Okay. Opponent, you gonna declare any of these? Nope. Instep. Make. This is a 5/5. Done. Get Shark, get Hive. My opponent, I'm going to give my opponent 2 Field of Ruin targets. Play Hive. Say go. Okay, that's fine. Field my Hive, that's okay. It's okay, shuffle them up. I should have taken a look at my deck real quick and figured out if I had anything else that was left that was good, but they have to hold that field. Okay, so they have to assume lethal. Now I have to blue, 1, black, that's 6, cast Torrential Gearhulk. Okay, cool. Opponent concedes, love it. Sideboard, Glistening Deluge, awesome. Like, has to be, right? Ray of Enfeeblement, perfect. I don't know that the Seed Sharks are good. I assume if they're Devotion, they're going to have lots of like the double white exile type effects. I didn't see a lot of things where Disdainful Stroke would really be necessary. I mean, Vindicators and Wandering Emperors, but it's not like the whole deck, so I don't think that's the right card for that. I don't think I want the 3rd Thoughtseize. I mean, the 4th Thoughtseize. Maybe I did. So let's just do that. We're going to cut... I think we'll keep Cling. Cling kind of kept me in the game for a lot of that. We'll cut 1... They have a lot of 2-drops. Not really. So probably get by cutting all the change the equations. I don't think it really did anything for me there. All the sweepers are good. Cut all the change the equations, and we search. I assume we're gonna have a lot of ways to deal with that, and we bring in these. I assume we're gonna have good stuff to do most of the time, so I'd feel good about submitting this. I think. Let's do that. Maybe there's some thought to bring in Sheoldred, but I mean, I didn't really cut any win conditions. Fetid Pools, Thoughtseize, Censor. I don't hate it. We're gonna keep it. I've had worse hands, but I mean, 3 lands. I think it at least does something. My opponent's not doing anything on 1. Okay, we're just gonna play this. Let's go. I don't even think we fire off the Thoughtseize yet. If there's like a fatal pushable target here. Okay, Daxos. Okay. Don't think there's anything on 3 I'm particularly concerned about, so I think we're just gonna go play Castle here. I think we're gonna hold up Censor just in case. If there's nothing to Censor here, I will cycle. Go. Yep, take 2. Love it. Thalia, Guardian of 3. Okay, this is a card I will be fatal pushing. Okay. Does it happen when a creature enters battle or dies they're going to gain a life? It stinks, but it is what it is. Black 1. Cast. By Thalia. Barely knew ya. Okay, so yeah, 22. Love it. Hive. I want to play the Hive, but I think I have to play the Otawara here. And Thoughtseize hold ups. Maybe get to cycle something. Okay, well, they don't have the lands for the 4 drops, but if they start landing these, I'm not having a good time. So I think that the play is we're taking Voice of the Blessed. Absolutely. All right. And we're going to say okay. We have to censor the first 4 drop I see. I mean, it's got to be Vindicator, right? I would lead on Vindicator. Or just hold up. Okay, well, I think we can force it out by Thoughtseizing. That's actually really funny because I could see double the Phyrexian Vindicator, and then we can stare at each other for a little bit. That's actually really funny. Oh, actually, I just take the Vindicator here. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, so you've got an Alseid of Life's Bounty, and you just drew another card. So that's just disrespectful. I had to draw that. I didn't. I was really hoping to see not that. And now play Alseid, pump these. This is quickly getting to where I don't want it to be. We're gonna need to draw really well in this next draw step. Don't even think. Okay, so no cards in hand from my opponent. Alright, come on. I need a land. I'm gonna need a chump blocker at least. Okay. I will not assume that my opponent can just get in there, so I think we cycle, try to make land draw. And we whiff on the land drop. Ah, it stinks. Okay. Well, we have a chump blocker. Okay, well, my opponent's casting a Phyrexian Vindicator. Okay. Sure. Got a 2/9. Love that. Okay. I'm going to be blocking the 5/5 here. Okay, if I draw a land, I can consider and see double. But I don't. Okay, I actually think I have no outs because this gives a target creature or enchantment you control protection from a color. Can give one of these, and this has to have how many? Maybe I just do this while Alseed is not able to do anything. Update brick. There's this real outside chance that this is the right play. I'm just going to do that. Second Alseed, I think, wins. Because, yep, just give both of these pro white. That stinks. Okay, well, I'm looking at what we saw. I think there's a number of 2-drops. I think on the play, I like change the equation. Let's change the equation over Censor. And maybe over consider. Let me put these in. And yep, I think it's probably correct. So submit there. And see how that goes. Jeez, that was a shellacking there. It did not draw well. I really thought that we'd be fine when we basically took care of everything. And okay, we have Fatal Push. Yeah, this hand's great. I don't think. I mean, if they draw a bunch of field ruins, I have 2 of my basics, but oh well. But 3 interactive spells on 1, 2, 3, and then this is good. I like this. No 1-drop. Okay. Island. If my opponent goes 2-drop creature, I'd probably attempt to Fatal Push that and then consider. Okay, yeah, Wish the Blessed. We Fatal Push. And then we consider. If it's a land, it's going to the bottom. That's a really good land, but that one goes to the bottom. Okay, Otawara is not a terrible draw. Okay, I'd like to draw no more lands for the rest of the game, please. Except for, I don't know, later if I can get the 6 in for Gearhulk, that's fine. Thalia, we change the equation. Okay, no 1-drop to follow up on. That's good. That's definitely good. This is all a good sign. Here we go. Shipwreck Marsh. I think it's fine to Thoughtseize here. Oh, okay. Wandering, Daxos, Eternal Wanderer. I don't really think I want them to cast one of these other things that's big and clunky. But then I have to answer both of them, and I have more things. I think I just take the Wandering Emperor here. And then, okay, that's Graveyard, Revealed. I know what they got here, and then say okay. And then I think I just don't worry about Daxos, and I can just take 2 a bunch of times, probably. Alseed, okay. Alseed's fine. Say follow Alseed with Daxos. I think I have to counter there. That goes in the graveyard. Okay, so that's the Daxos. They play the Plains. On the other hand, is Plains, the Eternal Wanderer. I have Field of Ruin, which I'm not really keen to play out yet. Let's do that. Okay, I'm gonna need to draw gas. Like, dig through time, be pretty great here. That's the Plains. I'm gonna start gaining life here. I can't fire off Otawara here. It's not okay. Fatal Push, good. Play Field of Ruin, and probably just pushing the Alseed. Draws Wandering Emperor. Response to Wandering Emperor. Push Alseed. Okay, well, I don't have the counterspell here. Great top deck. Last card in hand is the Eternal Wanderer. Gonna take a 2 here. I think I have to take 2 here because if they play the Eternal Wanderer and then start doing stuff, okay. I think I just have to hold Otawara. Like, I don't think I really have a lot of choice here. Hallstorm Giants, okay, we're going to play that. And I probably just have to fire off Otawara here. This is not where I want to be priced into being. Just did not have the gas I needed it to have. I think we're going to take 4 though. Like, I don't think we have a whole lot of choice. Like, I need to see if like my opponent plays like Phyrexian Obliterator on the instep. Not Obliterator, Vindicator. That one. Daxos. Okay. Daxos is fine. Daxos just gets bigger. It just gets booty. +1/+1 counter there. I'm going to cast it again. I think that's fine. And I think instep. Let's just do this and pitch off a 2/2. Okay, Deluge, not terrible. Memory Deluge. Gas. Can we find a hot gas? Raven Feeblement. Okay, so this is what sucks here because I want to take Ray, but I think I have to take Meathook Thoughtseize because I'm gonna be able to 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's gonna be a 2 something. I think it's just still correct. So, yeah, Thoughtseize, Meathook Massacre. Black, Thoughtseize here. My opponent has maybe something to respond here. It's like the Surge of Salvation. I'm going to be so mad. Okay. Another Wandering Emperor and an Eternal Wanderer. Okay, well, the Wandering Emperor I think is actually kind of a blow. Oh, okay, so either way, it's not going to be a good time. So I think we're going to hope whiff on land and do that. And we're just going to Meathook next turn and pray for rain. Okay. Okay. Draw gas. Draw. Okay. Okay, makes a 2/2 is actually really everything I wanted here. Because now... Okay, I think I just neg 2. Black, 1, 2. And then I make them sack the other thing. I don't know what this other card in hand is. But maybe it's good. You know, alright, I'm probably going to lose this game anyway if I don't clear the board here. And I think keeping Sheoldred's Edict probably better. 5. Okay. Hold. Okay. Gains a bunch of life. Don't care. I'm gonna gain life too. Love that for me. Okay. This is good. It's my opponent plus. Okay, Nykthos. And my opponent's hand is Eternal Wanderer and. Okay, so plays the Eternal Wanderer here. Makes the double strike token. Plus is on the double strike token, probably here. Okay. That makes a 6/6. Okay, instep. Okay, Shadow's Verdict here I think is also interesting. If I go... If I deluge 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so deluge is gonna kill me if I do that. Okay, let's go black, hold on, undo, okay, there we go. Let's fire off Field of Ruin. Just need to take out Nykthos first, I think. I don't know how I've lost so much time here. I think I hold up. I don't think I hold up anything. Let's just undo. And okay, yep. I'm just gonna hold up Sheoldred's Edict and see if I can just get them to sack that samurai token. Okay. Opponent sacrifices a non-token creature. Well, no, creature token. There we go. Let's do that right. Okay, I'm gaining life. Okay. Yep. Make samurai. Make samurai. Hellish Norn. That's that card does something that Shadow's Verdict doesn't get around. So that's for 5. I don't think that actually undo. One of these has to be for black. Undo black. Shadow's Verdict. So I don't die. So the token. Elishman's going to swing for 5. I'm going to say no here. Man, so Torrential Gearhulk here won't get it done. This is I feel like having a Sheoldred's Edict and it's kind of a bad spot to be in. So that's a 5/8 with first strike. Okay, that's a 2/2. I'm getting just beat down by the mother of machines here. Oof. No blocks. I'm at. I'm at a spot where I can block with a haul here, and unfortunately not get anything. I think. Let me think here. Is there a line to Memory Deluge? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm very dead. Dang. Okay. Wow. That's kind of a rough game 3. I mean, I guess I flooded out. I didn't draw a lot of gas, but I don't know. The Hellish Norn follow up. I think my opponent. I mean, they were stuck on lands for a while, but did. I mean, they drew a few things, a bunch of threats. I did not. I saw 2 fatal pushes, 1 Sheoldred's Edict. I had to blow like my good board wipe very early. I don't know. It's a bad spot to be in, but I don't know. Well, let's see if we can get a 2-3 out of this league and salvage some of my play points. All right, we're here for round 4, trying to salvage this absolute dumpster of a league. We have 3 lands, board wipe, some counter spells. I think this is fine. Okay, my opponent has started on Mountain, terrifying. So we're going to start on probably just Darkslick Shores. I mean, I could probably go tap Watery Grave, but I don't really know what starting on basic Mountain means for my opponent here. If I think I'm against a spells deck, I'm just going to... Okay, this is probably some kind of creativity brew, or just some kind of blue-red spells deck, maybe Phoenix. I am totally good to... I think I have to shock here. And hold up Negate, but I don't know what's going to happen here. Hold on, this is Coleman. I know Coleman. Coleman likes playing Phoenix decks, so this is probably a fine keep for me. Okay, let's go Shipwreck Marsh. I would like to fire off Yield and Thoughtseize, and let's see what we can get. Spikefield Hazard, Make Disappear, Magma Opus, Fable. I am not particularly concerned about any of these cards, so we're going to take Fable. Spikefield Hazard doesn't matter, they got a ton of land drops, so sure. Fable maybe turns on my Drown a lot, but I just don't want to deal with creatures at this point. Okay, plays the Spikefield Hazard. Don't have anything else going on at the moment, so that's fine. Plays Island, say go. I really just don't want to do anything until my opponent does something. And maybe having the Censor still left in hand would have been good. That's the... I'm going to play Shivan Reef. Right, cast Fable the Mirror Breaker. Opponent is going to be able to make disappear unless I negate here, because then make disappear doesn't work. Because I have to counter unless I pay 2. But I will gladly pay 2. Shadow's Verdict, not particularly what we're looking for here, so we're just going to do that. My opponent should still have a pathway in hand. Hall of Storm Giants, not exactly what you want to see. I'd like to see a land, though. That'd be pretty fire. Fatal Push, not great. Okay. I think I really like that I have Sabotage into Drown backup here. Prismari command. Make a token, do the stuff. I think that is fine. Well, what are we discarding? It's going to be one of the opuses, I think. Unless they're looking to get value off the hard cast. Creates a treasure, discards Magma Opus. Volcanic Spite's a good discard. Plays Lava Glide, so I know about one card in hand. Let's see. Thoughtseize seems okay. One, two, three, four, five, six. I mean, you could spend all 8 and cast Magma Opus here. Or cast Torrential Gearhulk, which I don't have. So if I do that and they make disappear, that's going to have to be good. So whenever I cast Magma Opus, which is also not really good. Then I think this is fine. This is actually fine. I think I just say okay here. Oh fuck. Oh shit. Okay, well, I messed up. That sucks. Yeah, I should have floated that so I could Extinction Event here. Now my opponent will make disappear. And I'm gonna okay. Pay 2. Say yes. See if there's anything good left here. And divide by 0. Okay. I know that 2 lands in hand. I say go. And my opponent fires up Hall of Storm Giant, and I'm dead. Yep. I am so bad. Okay. Now we get to do the fun stuff. Thoughtseize good. Fatal Push not good. I don't think they have a good pivot plan. I will keep 1 for tokens. I like Cling to Dust. I like Thoughtseize. Sheoldred is good. Notion Thief is good. Stroke good. Stroke good. Dispute good. They take out all their removal. Really, I like Chromo Seed Shark too. A lot of the deck becomes good at a certain point. You can really just clean up the board wipes here. Search for Azcanta seems good. Change the equation. Hits a lot of things. I think we're gonna take out Censor. Maybe cut 1 change. What else do we want to cut here? C double. Okay, so we're gonna cut the Extinction Event because I don't think we're gonna need it. Maybe I don't want to bring in all of this. I think Drown's gonna be good. I'm good to cut I don't know. C double copying their Gearhulks seems pretty decent. So let's find things I don't want to bring in. Let's just cut. Let's not bring in the second Cling. Let's not bring in Notion Thief. Let's just bring in this. And submit. Let's see how that goes. Yep, on the die roll. Let's see how this goes. We can. So I'm not going to miss my land drops, so sure, let's do that. Seems fine. Dang, I cannot believe I punted that hard in game 1. It's gonna come back to bite me for sure, Man. I hope we get to see Chromhost Seed Shark do cool things this game. I don't assume my opponent's going to keep most of the red removal in the deck. Let's do tap land. Nope. I have no reason to pay for anything. Shipwreck Marsh seems good to me. going to 16. Just I respect it. I respect it. Okay, let's go to Shipwreck Marsh. Just say go. Don't think I'm quite ready to deploy the C double yet. Yeah, sure. It's gonna make a treasure, draw 2, discard 2. Yep. I don't think it's in my best interest to counter this. I mean, my opponent's gonna try to fix their hand a little bit. I don't really know what's all in there, but it discards Pathway Creativity. So maybe there's already another creativity in hand. Okay, I got a Watery Grave here. I think I'm good to just play a tap land. I like to pay 2 life. No. Well, let's just say yeah. We'll take the 2 there. Let's see here. Yeah, these the control matchup here is always interesting. Like if my opponent has creativity and can sabotage and can do like creativity, dispute, like a bunch of other things, it could definitely get interesting. I think I want to wait one more turn before firing off the Seed Shark. 2, 3. Behold the Multiverse. Yeah, that's fine. Definitely okay. Scry 2, draw 2. Full price. Little draw go, a little fun. Assume my opponent plays a land. Okay, Soaken's on. Okay. So my opponent probably has 1, 2, 3, 4. Not quite everything to do everything. I have double dispute, which makes me want to wait one more turn to do anything. I think that's okay. Cycles Shark Typhoon. That is okay. Makes a 4/4. That's fine. Draws a card. No. Sure. Yep. Tap Hall Storm Giants. Okay, well now I want to probably Field of Ruin and let's do, see if I can far off Sea Shark. Divide by 0. Okay, that's okay. This comes back to my hand. They're gonna draw a card. Divide by 0 is really cool. I like this card a lot. Right. And they used it to loot. So, okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Taking it here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exactly 8. So let's just do that. Okay. Okay, they're gonna be able to like cast an Opus and do some other things. Torrential Gearhulk. Gearhulk doing what? I think I will allow the Gearhulk targeting that. Okay. I think I let that cast. Don't want to pay for that. Okay. Nope. All right. Darkslick Shores or Hive of the Eye Tyrant. I think I'm gonna be able to see double. My opponent has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there's only 7 cards in graveyard. Okay, I cast Seed Shark. I am able to see double, and let's see here. Play that and say go. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exactly 8. So it goes for 10. I can't let them Prismari command me. So I think I just do this. Okay. Disdainful Stroke. Let's do this, and I think we're just saying go. 6. 4 cards. Tries to Prismari command me. I think if I copy a spell, I have to copy its exact modes. So I think I just want to let's just Sinister Sabotage that. Okay, so I'm going to divide by 0 that to my hand. I will say, okay. I think before they learn, and now I think I want to, oh, divide by 0 is own spell. Okay, got it. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. This will be 9. So I can fire up Hive. I could Disdainful Stroke. Let me just try to go blue, blue. I don't know. This just doesn't work out probably. But let's just see double, copy, Gearhulk. I guess they just bounce off each other, so it's not that good. Let's copy the ship. See, what was my opponent doing? Disdainful Strokes the C double. Okay, well I'm dead. I'm gonna Disdainful Stroke my own C double. Man, that's rough. Man, I think trying to showcase some of these cards has just made the deck feel real clunky compared to how it played last time. We're going to play the last one. If we go 0-5, then I'll have some opinions in the wrap-up. But we'll just have to see how it goes. You know how hard it is to find an opponent when you're in the 0-4 bracket? Well, it took us like 2 minutes, but we, this hand is a little sus, but we could cycle. We have a Drown. Drown's maybe not good if you don't have any other interaction, but we could at least feel dig through time. So I think I'm okay with it. Definitely go tapped, untap. So no. Maybe my opponent will, play some things that make Drowning a lot good. Karplusan Forest. This could be a match for Change the Equation. Swift Spirit. Okay. Can my opponent cast a 1-drop spell that makes well, it turns on my Drown in the Loch? I'd like really appreciate that. Please, thank you. Play with Fire. Yes. Okay. Play with Fire resolves. This is everything I wanted right here. My opponent's on one. Okay, no. Opponent found a second land. Here we go. If it's not another, okay, it's Komano faces Kakazan. I think with that, I'm just gonna destroy that creature. Okay, so it's gonna be 16 all. It's not like where my ideal life total was gonna be, but all right. Change the equation against this deck. Perfect. This is absolutely perfect. I'm gonna get to cast this. I think I still want to keep my cycling lands, so okay. We're gonna get to counter whatever they play. Hopefully like Burning Tree Emissary, that's like the ideal situation. I want them to spend all their mana on one spell. Come on, one time. Voltairean Epicure, so I can make a blood token. I mean, this is gonna come in with the counter on it, so I think we just go ahead and take that one out. Okay. Doesn't get the blood token to loot anything away. Okay, another Komano. Interesting. Okay. Whenever you cast your next, so that doesn't do anything. Okay. Sheoldred's Edict, I think, is a great draw. So we're going to be able to cycle and cast Sheoldred's Edict. I think we're going to flip. We're going to get the flip. Alright, so let's see here. We have a 2/2. We're going to cast creature to get into this counter here. Experimental Synthesizer. Okay, not that worried. This maybe Surge Bushwhacker. Okay. They already made their land drop, so they don't even get to use this. Okay, another one. Okay, Gleeful Demolition. That's perfect for them. Okay, I think in response here, we do this. Sack a non-token creature. When I tapped out, they played their land drop. If they hit a land off this, they're not going to get to use that. I'm looking at 1/1s. They're doing the dinosaur thing, and they're not going to get to use the Burning Tree either, which is definitely good. Cycle. Change the equation. I don't think that hits the Imperiosaur. I think that one's that's quite a large lad there. I think I'm inclined to take a bunch of damage here, cycle and then cast dig. I think I kind of have to. Because I should be able to find what I'm looking for here. Okay. If they're attacking, I'm not worried about the dinosaur. Okay, I'm at 10. It's reasonable. Epicure. Okay. I don't have to cycle. I can just change the equation here. So I think I do that. Counter that. Now I can still cast Dig through time. Blue, blue, 1, dig. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Blue, blue, 1. Alright, we have, wow, this is like the worst hits in the history of mankind. I think we could cycle a Shark Typhoon. We could see, I don't know what the last card in your hand is, but I'm interested. So I think I do take the Thoughtseize and the Shark Typhoon. There's 7 cards here, so Shark Typhoon would let me see double. Oh, okay, so Thoughtseize lets me see double. Let's just take Shark Typhoon, Thoughtseize. Any order's fine. This is going to be one of those one for the money kind of deals here. Okay, firing off the Thoughtseize. Is it a land? Okay, Burning Tree. Okay, that seems okay. And I think I'm content to play the Fetid Pools here, since I'm probably going to have to play Narset and then draw something good. Okay, get to exile something off the top. This could definitely, okay, Swift Spear, gross. Okay. The team is going wide here. Okay, I think what we're going to do here, recycling, done, board wipe. Okay, Extinction Event. Okay, this is a 1. These are all evens though, which stinks. But that does mean that I think I have to trade with a 1 and name even. Let's trade here, because this one can get big and nasty. Go to 3. Now we Extinction Event. I gotta get in there, right? So attack, get in there. This is far from ideal. It's like they draw anything and I'm dead. So black and Extinction Event. Even. Alright, and say go. What's the rip? Okay, going to 1. No Darkest Command. Can we fade? What's the card? Land. Stomp. Stomp. No Burning Tree. Okay, Burning Tree's fine. Yep. Make mana. I don't care. And end step. Cycle. Board wipe. Hive the Eye Tyrant. Not quite board wipe. Torrential Gearhulk. Block plus. Okay. That just gives me block. Doesn't actually give me not dead. So. Blue. 1. Does Narset find me anything that keeps me alive? Meathook for 1 doesn't do it. This land being tapped just is like a death sentence. I would need to find Exactly Cling to Dust doesn't do it. Okay, we'll concede. We'll save time. It's already behind. Okay, that sucks. I just want to see what the 4 cards were. Okay, so Fatal Push, Power Word Kill, Fatal Push. That's actually really tilting that they were all in the same cards. Alright, so we're going to begin sideboarding. Thoughtseize kills me a lot of the time. So don't really, even though it could just save me some life in a lot of places, we're going to play Cling to Dust, we're going to play Sheoldred. We are going to play Aether Gust. I actually think we also just want to put in 2 4s here. But the 2 4s actually seem very relevant. And let's cut C double, and let's cut a Gearhulk. I think that is going to be probably the makeup that actually gets me there. But I think the more I'm playing with it, the more I think C double is just so clunky. So that's what we're going to do. Yep, so these come in. Let's make sure the curve is still kind of fine. Yep, we're very low to the ground. There's some clings that can give me some life pretty early. I like it. Let's submit and pray for rain. Yeah, I wonder if I should have kept the Thoughtseizes, but probably not. I think this is fine. This isn't perfect, but it's fine. I think I actually start on the Fetid Pools here and go haul into Storm. Well, haul into Darkslick Shores. Think, okay, so Spear, okay. Draw me some, and good. Come on. Fatal Push one time. Consider, it's not bad. Okay. I think I like Implement of Combustion. Okay. Do they sack it? Because, okay, so do that. They're gonna get to draw a card. Okay. It's a 3/4. I can now drown. I'm gonna draw a card. I think I'm just okay to not take this damage. Like, this is the same in the long run, so actually cancel. Let's undo. I do take the damage here. I think that's fine. In step, we cling to dust the implement. Draw cards. We now consider Chrome Host blocks super nice, but I don't think it lines up really well at the moment. So let's put it in the graveyard and draw. Okay, there's Sheoldred, which I like. Change the equation seems good. Okay, let's think of awkward because I need this to come in. Yeah, the land sequencing kind of sucks for us here, but I think this is fine. What do we got? This is 1, 2, 3. Don't think, okay, Kamano. I think it's fine. Don't think we can actually afford to just counter that, because I don't know if they go land something else good. Okay. Kamano is fine. I think what we're actually going to have to do is Shark Typhoon Chump. I think it's implement. Okay, that still seems fine. But they're putting a lot into the Swift Spear that I'm just going to chump a lot. Cycling. Done. Okay, we draw. Another Shark Typhoon. Chomp. Take 3. 3's okay. Draw. Okay, dig through time. Still only have 1 card in grave. Okay, tap Fetid Pools. And I think I'm just gonna have to. I think the cling. I don't know. We have changed the equation, which I think is good here. 1. Okay, sacrifices that. Gonna draw a card. I'm gonna take 1. Okay. This is 4. I think it's fine. Go to 6. Think of it. Okay, Atarka's command. I can definitely feel good about countering that. Counter target spell. Okay, still gets browse triggers. It's fine. I mean, I'm taking 5. Very much alive. 2 cards in hand. Another implement. Okay. That's okay. Board wipe. No, okay, dig through time. Not drawing land here stinks. I hate this, but I think I'm casting Sheoldred here. And just hope it works out in my favor. Like, hold on, never mind. That's undo. I'm thinking, and that doesn't even do anything for me, right? Because both of these flip. That's 2, 4. That's 5. I have to be able to do 3 of these at one time, which I currently cannot do. Wow, this sucks. I just got clobbered. Atarka Red is not the best matchup. Yes, I'm trying to think if I should just dig here, which I think I have to. Let's dig. That kills one thing. I was maybe hoping to see like land double fatal push, which I think, I mean, leaves me at 1 if they brick. But no, that's yeah, nope. That's nothing. Wow, I did the impossible, man. I completed the 05 run. Jeez. So I'm here to hit y'all with the wrap up. I have no shame. I'm going to show y'all that I 05 this league. And you would think, I don't know, man, how do you go 05? Like, you got to catch a break somewhere. Well, no, it didn't happen. And we even saw good matchups. We saw like green-white taxes round 1, and I thought we definitely have good cards for that matchup. And I didn't draw well. And maybe even sequence wrong. I don't know. If you think there was definitely a misplay somewhere, let me know. I appreciate all the feedback. We saw another opponent, I think round 3, which was Mono White Devotion, where we had all the good cards and didn't draw well and eventually just got pounded. We lost to Gearhulk Creativity. We lost to, which I think is definitely a 50-50 match usually for blue-black control. Like I usually feel good there. And all right, we got pounded by a Atarka Red. They're just so fast. There's nothing that I can usually do there. But man, even with cards that I think are normally good in that matchup, it did not go well. I'm trying to remember what my 4th round was, but let me just say, I took a clobbering, and let's talk about the cards that we were kind of experimenting with. So Glistening Deluge, we saw 2 matches today where that absolutely was a good card. And had we drawn it in any situation where it would have been beneficial, we didn't have it. So I don't know. There's probably some determination to be made on this. I wish there was a point in the video where I cast it and showed it off, but I didn't feel bad about registering it in this league, for sure. Chrome Host Seed Shark, I mean, I was playing it over slots where, like, Shark Typhoons would normally be, and let me tell you, the fact that I just can't cycle it and draw a card if, like, the rest of my hand's clunky, I just like that. I mean, the 2/4 body is great, don't get me wrong. But it just didn't do what I needed to do in the matchups I needed to do stuff in. So yeah, that one didn't go as well as I would hope. I changed the equation. I feel like it had moments where it was good. I had moments where countering 2-drops. This is great. Against a Tarka Red, I mean, obviously it could counter anything in the deck except for the big dinosaur, which I never saw. I just assumed my opponent was on it. But I thought it was okay. Like, these spots for me are normally more drown in the locks, which I think I like a lot more than change the equation. I mean, especially if you see in decks like Greasefang more often, which I didn't see this league. The last card we were really trying out here was C Double, and this card was very clunky. I didn't really get to use it to any great effect, and it forced. Well, it didn't force me to do anything. You don't force me to play Torrential Gearhulk. I do it because I want to. But Torrential Gearhulk is a very clunky card, and I think to get the max value out of C Double, you have to play more of them. But sometimes C Double, unlike Memory Deluge, which is 4 mana, I can do something cool with it and then do something cool with it later to, like, find more pieces and churn through my deck. All it really does is, you know, if my opponent does something cool, I can maybe also do something cool. And I don't think that's really where you want to be in control decks. You really just want your opponent not to do anything. And for your cards to just line up. Like, I'd like to be able to draw go and use Memory Deluge. And maybe the way I configured the main deck to kind of showcase this off wasn't exactly right. Shadow's Verdict, I don't think it's a very good board wipe right now. But the way things were spread out, and I had a board wipe that was better, kind of in earlier turns. I wanted to play something that was good later. I think the big thing, what we've learned here, is print me Damnation into Pioneer. I need it, please. If I could beg of you for one thing, give me Damnation. And if I had a second wish, it's Snapcaster Mage. But I'll start with Damnation. I definitely, I wanted to do my best to showcase the most March of the Machines cards I could at one time. And, if y'all would be more interested in seeing them, maybe one at a time in the shell and not all at once, give me that feedback. I wouldn't mind breaking it up into a sequence of videos, but I really just want to push all the new opportunities to the forefront, and so you could just really get to see it all and not have to watch hours of content to just really see if X card is good in Y situation. Besides that, I hoped, even though I went 05, that I was somewhat entertaining. I'd encourage you to like, comment, subscribe, and get ready to see more content for the Pioneer season. I've got some fun brews, and I'll be playing a few meta decks, but there's always going to be a little bit of a control vibe. So I hope y'all look forward to that, and I look forward to making it for you. So y'all stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next one.